Hello everyone, my presentation is called The Algorithm Trap, which is about the ethics and attention economy. Today I'm going to be discussing whether social media companies have an ethical responsibility to redesign the algorithms behind apps like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, and even the shorts on YouTube. I want you to try and think about the last time you opened those apps. Just for a few minutes. You told yourself, okay, I want to scroll for at least 5 minutes. Before you even knew it, 30 minutes gone by, and then an hour. This just happens to almost everybody. And honestly, it's not an accident. These platforms are completely designed to keep you trapped and watching for as long as possible. My argument today is going to be that, according to John Stuart Mill's theory of utilitarianism, these algorithms are unethical because they maximize companies' profits while creating more overall harm than happiness for society. The issue I'm going to be focusing on is going to be called attention economy. In today's world, our attention has become something that companies compete for because for them, the longer we're on the app, the more advertisements we see, which is the more money these companies will make. Social media platforms use algorithms to study our behavior and recommend videos that they think we'll watch. They also use features like infinite scrolling, so we stay on the app and there's no end to it. And it's just easy for us to lose time because we're not keeping track of it without thinking about how much time we have wasted throughout that day or period of time. This for me just makes me think and creates an ethical question, which is it morally acceptable for companies to design technology that keeps people engaged, even though it may negatively affect our mental health and well-being because we didn't realize we just wasted all this time scrolling on an app? And to answer my ethical question, I'm going to use utilitarianism for an example, which is a moral theory developed by John Stuart Mills. Utilitarianism is a standpoint basically that says the right action is the one that creates the greatest amount of happiness and the least amount of suffering for the greatest amount of people. So John Stuart Mills, he also believed that there are two kinds of pleasures. One, which is higher pleasure, which include things like education, creativity, meaningful relationships, and personal growth. And then we have low pleasures, which are temporary forms of entertainment that don't create lasting happiness and things like that. If social media algorithms encourage people to spend less time developing higher pleasure and more time endlessly scrolling, then according to utilitarianism, they reduce overall happiness instead of increasing it for the greatest amount of people. Because if you think about it, when you're watching those videos and laughing at them, that's just a short amount of happiness. Whereas if you're out doing fun things, using your mind, that's some memories you're creating, which is a longer term of happiness that you'll feel. My first argument is gonna be that these algorithms really are a main cause to mental health problems. Many studies have found that excessive social media use is associated with higher rates of anxiety, depression, and poor sleep, loneliness, and lower self-esteem among teenagers and young adults. Social media companies earn billions of dollars from advertising, and millions of users experience these negative effects. These companies don't care. To us, they see us as dollar signs, seriously. From a utilitarian perspective, though, the suffering experienced by so many people outweigh the financial benefits received by these companies. My second argument is going to be that the algorithms definitely damage our ability to focus because these platforms are using short form videos which switch topics every few seconds. That trains our brain to expect instant entertainment. Over time, when you're just getting used to scrolling, This can make it harder to concentrate on basic simple tasks like doing your own homework, reading, studying, conversations with other people. You'll just get super bored. You want your entertainment then and there, and after a while you're like done. You don't want to even be there anymore. John Stuart Mills believed that learning and thinking deeply and building meaningful relationships are higher pleasures because they lead to long-term happiness, because those are memories you'll stay with forever. If social media makes those activities more difficult, then it reduces our overall quality of life. So my third argument is going to be that a lot of people like to say that it's the people's fault for not controlling how much time they spend on social media. While we do make our own choices and we all control ourselves, these algorithms are specifically designed to influence your choices. Recently, with the upbringing of AI and how serious it's gotten, the apps are using artificial intelligence to predict what we will respond to and for how much time we're going to spend on social media. A lot of experts will compare these systems to like slot machines, kind of, because they rely on unpredictable rewards that encourage people to keep scrolling. Because the technology is intentionally designed to influence our behaviors, it's harder to simply stop using the app than many people think. A common counter argument that people like to say is that social media is free and it's optional for use. People choose to download these apps, and if they don't like them, they can just delete them or spend less time online. From this perspective, individuals, not companies, are responsible for their own behavior. However, utilitarianism looks at this overall as consequences for society. When a company invests billions of dollars into developing algorithms specifically designed to maximize your engagement, users are not just competing or an equal playing field. Even if someone benefits from this entertainment or connection, this overall idea increases the overall increases in mental health problems, addiction, like behaviors, and just reducing your overall productivity, which creates more harm than good. To conclude, I believe that social media algorithms raise an important ethical problem. Using John Stuart Mill's theory of utilitarianism, we can see that these systems often create more suffering than happiness. While they do increase profits and provide entertainment, they also contribute to so many mental health challenges and shorter attention spans, while increasing screen time by an insane amount. Technology has the potential to improve our lives, but companies should design these platforms to support long-term well-being instead of simply maximizing engagement. I believe success should be measured not by how long people stay online, by whether technology actually helps people live healthier and happy lives. Thank you so much for listening. This is